Maisie. Hey. Hello, love. Hello, love. Oh, I love you. You're a beautiful girl. Look at this beautiful doggy. Stinky there. Stinky. Oh, you shouldn't really have your paws on my mum's iPad or glasses. Jesus, mate. Let's move these. For those of you that have watched me for a number of years, you might remember I used to live here. For the old memory... Oh, shitting hell. Nearly dropped a candle. For the old memories, should we go in my old bedroom? It's my old bedroom. Look how bad the lighting is right now. It doesn't quite look as it did when I lived here, but for the two of you that might relate or might remember when I lived here, that's my old room. Barely ever used, although my mum sometimes has not grandparents round, grandchildren round, so I think they go in there. Anyway, quick video. I wanted to make a couple of points. One, if you recognize a toxic person in your life, and I know we can throw around words or overuse words like narcissist, toxic, or psychopathic, sociopathic. Sometimes there are people who are actually like this, and you will have to deal with them in your life whether you want to or not. My only advice is, once you recognize these people, which will probably be quite early on because normally it's quite easy to spot, limit your interactions to an absolute minimum. Sometimes you cannot avoid it entirely, but these people are bad for your health. And if, like me, you're the opposite of that and you're quite sensitive and, considerate and all of that, these aggressive, bullshit type of people are not good for you. So avoid them like they are the plague, like they will cause you to get sick, because they actually will. I used to try and be, polite, and I've always tried to connect enough with someone that I have to deal with regularly, but it doesn't work. And once you've tried it once, go, all right, that person's not reasonable. I've tried to have some kind of relationship that will work, but it's not down to me. This is the other person's problem. I've learned my lesson. I will deal with them like a grey rock. This is the advice you might have heard before. If you deal with anyone who's a narcissist, you just kind of make yourself appear extremely dull. Like, you talk about what you have to talk about. You show them no personality. You give them nothing to feed off. Not to say they're necessarily looking to feed off you, but why would you want to get close to someone who's ultimately not a good person? You wouldn't. And, time will kind of do its own work. A lot of people will see these people for who they really are and will also want to steer clear. And this person will die a lonely, unliked prick, So try not to get too worked up about it. Some people are the way they are. No particular reason necessarily. You don't have to feel sorry or imagine they were smacked about as a kid or that there's any reason for it. Some people just suck. Second, I would say if you're regularly getting annoyed about something, always ask yourself rationally, can I do anything about this? If so, what? Because even if in your mind you're like, this shouldn't bother me as much as it does, I could bring this up with somebody who can do something about it, but maybe it's not my place to. If it bothers you enough, just do it, because ultimately it's just going to keep bothering you. Even if you think, I shouldn't care, the fact is you do care, and maybe you can't influence the situation yourself directly. And I'm being extremely vague while in my mind knowing exactly what I'm talking about, but just get stuff off your chest, I guess, is the advice here. It is not good to keep all this in. It's not good to only talk about the damaging situation to people who cannot do anything about it. It's so silly, like the amount of times I've moaned to someone who I am close to, but they can't change the situation. I can just keep moaning, it's still going on. This is still pissing me off. What the fuck do you want me to do about it? Talk to the person who can actually make a difference. So if you can relate to anything I've said there, good, I guess. And I hope you're doing well. It is getting dark. It's been a very rainy day, which makes me sad. And looking at the weather report for the next week, it's going to be a hell of a lot of rain. But it's nearly the weekend. I have a pretty freed up weekend. I'm going to be playing some more Mario Wonder, which I started last week. It's very good. I'm waiting for Spider-Man 2 to arrive any day now. And, don't know, I went to the theatre yesterday to see The Full Monty. I'd never seen the film before, but Ellen wanted to see it at the theatre. So we watched the film the day before. I'd say the theatre show was good. It was very, very similar to the film in terms of the script was almost identical throughout the whole show. I reckon there was about 90% women or more in the audience. And I imagine a lot of the men there were not heterosexual. So I felt a little bit out of place watching, ultimately, a play about men getting their bums out. But it was a good laugh. I've been quite busy lately. Blink-182 busted. I'm seeing McFly soon. I've got lots of stuff. And it's always good to keep busy. Although money can be a bit of a bitch at times. But always think ahead. Not like constantly. Obviously, you've got to live in the moment as well. But think... what do I have to look forward to? If the answer is nothing, then if you're like me, you'll probably get depressed. Even if it's a meal out, I think you've got to have little things like meals out. Oh, I've got that. I'm going to my favourite restaurant next week. That's something to look forward to. But the bigger things you've got to have as well, like a holiday, like seeing your favourite bands where you've got to travel a bit probably to see them. But that's it for the video. I feel like I'm maybe rambling at this point. I finished work for the day. I'm going to go home, have my dinner, and maybe watch telly. Or possibly more Mario, like I say, because it's a very, very good game. Cheers for watching. Goodbye.